always hope
Let
that
us
it's the
know.
right button. We have hit the button. It is good.
Woo! I hit the button and it was good. So, hello friends. I'm glad that you're all back here today. I will quickly do a recap and then we'll get right into it. So, of course, we have had our success over all of the world-ending threats that I established for you throughout the course of this 5-year-long almost campaign. And now, the real drama begins. What the heck are you guys
Guys, that was just a prelude.
So you're peaked in your first, high school / young adulthood. What's going to happen next? Well,
I don't think Stead's still in his teens.
You peaked. Anyway, so this is actually...
He's a teen dad.
Guys, I've discovered something really fun I can do. It doesn't look satisfying on camera. Can I do it? Yes. Just run it down, hold it in one hand and run it down. Anyway, so let me explain to you what happened last session. So you were all called in for an interrogation, of course, that happened in the previous session, and we left the game on whether or not Ulster and the Ran would be able to be contacted to return and made to return to this plane or not. Last session, they did in fact return to the plane.
Ignore me.
They did in fact return to the plane after some debate, bringing with them their one and only child, not Shoan, but Zarina. Now, Cass was instructed by Titania to take this piece of baby's breath and put it on Zarina's forehead to tell whether or not she is a child destined for her realm or another fate. And Cass, accepting this, went all the way down to the material plane and dropped in on the conversation that everyone was having at breakfast. One thing leads to another. She finds out there's a child. Ran allows them all to go into his mansion. Thank you. Allows them all to go into his mansion where everybody meets Zarina. And it is wonderful. You'll have conversations, heart-to-heart, ooh-woo-woo. Everyone laughs at Carol every now and again, just for fun. You know, Valis is there. And everybody rolls to see whether or not they make the baby cry, which I thought was one of my better DMing moments.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So Neff also was there, and she kind of, talked a little bit about her experience and the fact that she did not, in fact, recover Osha's soul. That was not possible for her.
Is Thomas not playing today?
No, you can't play today, but I don't worry. I've got a very, very good workaround, which is in law for Thomas's character, for Neff, so it should be fine. However,
was it revealed that Osha's soul wasn't retrieved? Oh, I think I missed that.
Okay, well, if that was revealed, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I could have missed it.
Okay. Everyone was happy and gay. And then...
Happy's a word. They're definitely gay.
And then Sharp Pistol, Rolmy, and Lucas all appeared to greet Ulster and the Ran after their... greet is a weak word for it.
After their sabbatical.
Absence.
Sabbatical.
Yeah. Rolmy, now, can you imagine this? Rolmy did this thing where after he saw the baby's arena, the Ulster was kind of wiggling in front of Crawl like, half is mine, bitch. He passed out and started hemorrhaging.
I think at that point Ulster actually turned Crawl into a cat.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you can't talk to him.
Cat. He swapped baby Zarina onto Crawl cat. And then, just as this fine family was being reunited, what could have possibly happened? Sleer got the shock of their lives as Fernia is like, I'm about to steal their thunder. As Fernia's water breaks. Now, excuse me, let me just pop on some ambiance.
Birthing ambiance.
Birthing What if I type that into the music generator where there
It'll probably be like hypnobirthing.
I am going to sing birth music. Labour and birth vibes?
Put it on, yeah.
Wait, why is it? Wait, why is it just regular music? Is these things? Is this birth music?
What is it?
Like regular songs.
I guess any
Like,
song
you
is
got
birth
this,
music if you try hard and
Here comes
believe
the
in
sun.
yourself.
Here comes the baby.
Okay, hypnobirthing music only. So there's something called A Song for Easy Labour. I have no idea what this. I just can't get over the water sounds.
Yeah, sorry, is this Relax Sound TV?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a song for easy labour.
If this is on YouTube, I'll also listen along.
Beautiful.
I'm writing down what you guys are saying in shorthand as quickly as I can. Some very interesting words coming up. I've not ever had to try and write labour before. Or hypno.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Or Verinia.
Song for easy
Verinia's name
labour.
is an interesting one as well.
Yeah. I'd love to see some names in shorthand. I didn't know you could write names.
Give me a name.
Also,
oh God! All right.
I was like, start with one of the hardest ones. Oh, it looks like a constellation or a guy drowning.
Yes, ALSTR. Yeah, Ulster.
Oh my god, how do you get a word from that? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good question, Anna.
A language.
Do you want another one?
I want
Leanne soon.
I want Leanne soon.
Sorry, I'm making it real easy.
With an apostrophe in the middle?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're not making George's life easier.
I think that it would be that.
Oh, it's cute.
Bluey Sparks.
Because Bluey is the beloved children's cartoon dog.
Exactly. See that one might actually come up, and Sparks is a real word. I don't know the Bluey.
I've never seen
That's
Bluey. We used to sell a lot of Bluey in Australia.
We've now made the Elmer
Bluey
section Bluey and Elmer section.
That's very cool. I would highly recommend watching any episode of Bluey. It's great. It's good for adults as well as kids.
Would it make me sad that my family wasn't like theirs?
You know what made me sad that my family wasn't like theirs?
What?
I don't know.
Wow, this is really sad. Let's move on to the birthing.
Yes, anyway, so.
Birthing.
Wait, no, there's one more. I have one more name.
Go on, then.
No, I'm joking.
Give George a break.
Right.
Intermission will do more.
Don't worry, George, you don't have to go on. Right, so.
No.
Obviously. Slia. I'm going to say, myself having not ever experienced the birth of any child, or been near anyone, or known anyone who's ever had a child.
Or particularly want to experience the birthing of a child.
I have. Hang on.
I don't know how you would respond to this moment,
Three,
but I'm
three
assuming
nephews,
Verinia is
wait,
currently along the
five,
lines
six
of.
nephews and 2 nieces.
Okay, then how would you react to discovering that your waifu is about to have a babe? Your babe, no less.
Hospital tent.
Hospital tent, right? You're in the Messiah Ice Palace.
There is a hospital wing.
Yes.
There's a hospital wing. Lead the way. Lucas.
You might want a dimension door with her. Anyone who can dimension door Frunia.
Cass will scoop Frunia up and dimension door.
Oh, yeah. Louis,
Then dimension door back and be like, wait, where?
The hospital wing. Do you want me to take you first and show you, and then you can come back and take her?
No, I'm sure we've been.
You could just walk.
No, that seems petty.
It would be quicker than discussing what you're discussing right now.
Yep,
Also,
haven't
half of you all know where the hospital wing is. It's where Slayer was put to rest.
Oh, let's go there then. Easy.
Cass disappears again.
Right, good. I am surrounded by, and you don't hear the last word because all of you dimension door. Now, who is going to dimension door teleport?
I'll go through. Actually, no, I don't want to see the birthing. I stay where I am.
Okay. Bluey, do you use your dimension door to take Slayer, or do you stay where you are with Ulster and the rat?
Slayer and any objects that I need. Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so we've
split
the party into two. The birthers, no. Pro-lifers.
Slia, before we go, Slia has an errand for Ulster and Loran to run. Which
Okay.
is, be on standby for food, please.
We have servants for that.
Loran says, I think it's more of a moral support kind of thing. If a servant who Slayer clearly doesn't know brought them food, it would not ease their tensions in the same way a thoughtful meal from you, perhaps a sandwich, a fried chicken sandwich would, with some mango tea.
Something
That
like
seems
that.
silly. Also goes out the door. Hello, servants.
Loran looks at you quite seriously, Slayer, and in the one moment of weird excitement where your child is coming and he knows the joy of this himself, those past tensions between the two of you seem to have sort of left his mind, and he says, he is a bit silly, but I will be reasonable and bring you the goods that you'd require for a small fee.
Also is already surrounded by 10 servants. What do you want?
I don't know. I don't know what she's going to want. I just know that at the end, she's probably going to be hungry because it's work.
I will bring many options.
Indeed.
I'm sure you have a book on cravings and pregnancy somewhere.
Right. Shoo Slayer, you're missing the brilliant birth of your child.
All right.
Slia just kind of has that like, okay.
Goodbye, Slayer.
Goodbye, Slayer. And she was never seen again. No.
Yeah.
I've decided, because I keep twisting on my chair, I'm going to just tie this little cat toy to my chair so that Baba has something to do.
Yeah, Slia grabs a whole pile of books. And
which room are we in?
Okay, Blue, we can go.
So you guys are currently in like the breakfast room that's in the tower.
There are lots of like afternoon tea. And
yes, there is. Kev made some nice rolls and things. Now, 3 of you teleport. Cass and Bluey and Slia. 2 of you remain behind. You are now surrounded by people.
The rest of us stare at Saraza with a slightly icky expression, like.
Okay.
We haven't forgotten.
Saraza says, Ulster, your parents are in the room. I know that.
So is he. He holds up Catcrow. Well, I need to go prepare
food. Is
food.
rapidly fading. Now, please, I need you to understand, Ulster, that despite the fact that you and I can talk about these things, it does not mean I want my private life to be aired to. He just kind of gestures and Sharpistol and Lucas and these directions.
Well, considering our mothers have had relations and my father is currently passed out, I really don't think it's an issue. Now, I'm going to go with the servants to the kitchen and have them prepare things for Frunia. Goodbye.
So just crumpled on the floor, just like, oh no. The family tree is inverted.
Also wanders off with the servants and cat crawl.
So you wander with the servants and cat crawl. Now, you leave Loran behind for a moment, but he very quickly catches up with you and follows you down to prepare an array of food. Now, Bluey, Celia, Cass, and Farinia. Cass and Farinia kind of arriving about a minute before the other two. The other two make their way. You pop into a infirmary, or dimension door into an infirmary, which is filled with everything you might need for a minor to major injury. Currently in the area there is a well, shockingly, is a very short man with a big white beard, which kind of reaches the floor, and he's just like, "Oh, grievances! What brings you to the infirmary? Are you hurt?" It is Greaves again, my favorite NPC. So why does he exist? I don't know.
Just a little guy.
Just a little guy. I'm really into little guys.
You are a little guy.
Look. Greaves and his husband.
Little
Guys.
guys.
This is what he looks like. Anyway, he looks at you and he's like, "Oh, what is it that you require from me? Have you been injured in some way? Why is this woman panting and screaming?"
She's having a baby.
"Oh no, this is not my realm of expertise."
Right,
you hear
get
a
out,
crashing
like
from the
someone that
corridor.
can.
You hear a crashing, a bash. You hear like someone yell. A suit of armor comes clattering down. A window breaks, and like a door, like the door of the infirmary is thrown open. Panting, out of breath, you see Neff. "I will assist you in the birth."
I'm gonna make an intelligence check and no, a wisdom check and see like how wise is this.
Can Celia assist
wisdom.
or do the same?
You may.
Would you like to? You roll as well.
What is it? Is it wisdom or?
You can choose what check you do. It's going to give you slightly different results, depending.
I will take wisdom if Cass wants intelligence.
Yeah, I can do intelligence.
This cat has no intelligence.
Shall I keep? I'd already rolled. Shall I roll again or keep the one I'd rolled?
Keep the one you rolled.
Okay. So for intelligence, that is +5, so that'd be 19.
Okay, so with an intelligence check, looking at Neff, she is capable of what? Shockingly, of she's seen some shit. So birth might not be beyond her.
Celia's got 21 wisdom.
Celia, sorry. Celia, you do feel surprisingly much the same, but you also know of a well-known sort of saying when it comes to these kinds of things, which is something along the lines of, you never know how you're going to react until you're in the situation. So it's up to you. Do you want another medic on hand, or do you want to minimize risk? You do need probably more than one person, because you should be part of the process, but you're also the other parent. So you need to also be present to help and support your waifu.
I mean, Celia is going to take both Greaves and Neff and be like, "Okay, follow my lead."
Okay.
I'm gonna birth this baby.
Neff is like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it.
I'm here for a few hours,
right?
If not more."
Okay. Greaves has some medical knowledge, but he does tell you that his specialty was cave babies, so this is a little bit beyond him. But together, you guys get everything you need. Like, what did the movies say? Boiling water, hot towels, Dawn dish soap,
and drown.
and drown the fleas. Buckets, a screen, a table, all of this with a fantasy spin, naturally. All of this stuff, you gather it together, and the process begins. Now, the moment anything happens, Neff takes one look and is like, "Oh, jeez," and collapses on the floor, just passes out. Absolutely not.
All right, Greaves, you have an extra patient.
Cass is gonna like put Neff over her shoulder and just sort of like bodily like. Is there an empty bed? Because Cass is gonna like. Can I make I wouldn't say isn't it I'm just gonna try and like chuck her to an empty bed.
Yeah, you can. All right. Roll me a
shot put.
You know what? Roll me a strength check.
Roll me a strength check. Okay, that's a bit. Is it a saving throw or just a
Because you're trying to achieve something, you're not trying to defend.
15.
15. Whoa! She lands. She, you know, if we got a natural 20, she might have landed perfectly curled up in the covers. You didn't, so she lands like on the bed and then just kind of like rolls off to the side and manages to sort of like just come to a stop before she hits the floor. She's zonked, and you just hear Greaves say, "Oh, do not mind her. She will come around in her own time, I'm sure. Just got the vapors and the fevers. Now, let us focus on this miracle of life."
Cass is very suspicious of this man who appears to have no medical knowledge at all. And it's very... Cass is like now turning to like defend Farinia, who's probably having a bit of a moment and is just like, do we want this doddery old weirdo attending her when he doesn't know anything?
I will start the smoke signals. Which deity would you like me to contact for the blessing?
I can do that myself.
Wonderful. Then should I provide you
I'm a
extra
god.
saving salt?
You know what? Just tend to Neff. I think we got it.
This is the miracle of creation. You must be there to hold her hand.
Yes, and you can, if you would like your hand broken, by all means, take her hand.
Cass is going to roll an intimidation check to assist Slea's words, and it's just like, back away from the woman.
Slea's not intimidating.
He's not. He is standing kind of like, you know, a good distance away, a respectful medical distance, and is mostly like holding like incense and just kind of like wafting it over his head. What's your intimidation check?
Oh, it's a nat 1. Cass is just like, considering she has a +11 to intimidation, it's like, but no, it's a nat 1.
Is there anything you want to add there?
Is now the time for a helpful roll of a 3 to replace that nat 1?
Oh, that would take it to
later.
a 14. But that, I don't think a 14 is particularly intimidating anyway. So
He's a commoner. So this man has some skill, but he's not quite the gods you've been facing up against.
true. I'm so used to just being like, anything below a 19 or a 20. Oh, we love these rolls.
His measly level 17. Like, oh no.
Oh my god, they could just so weak.
Don't worry.
No, it's fine. I think it's funnier if Cass is like trying to be intimidating but just fails.
Okay.
Little baby Lucas like looking at Bluey. I want to be like you.
Baby, hang on. Baby who?
No, I'm joking. I'm making a joke because he's only level 17, so it's like he's a little baby compared to you guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Cass with a 14. You look at him, he looks at you, and then he goes, right, you know what? I will contact the other medical professionals around the palace and see if anyone is free to assist you in a timely manner. But I must urge you to take caution and care until I return with his extra assistance. Cheerio!
Yeah.
And he runs away.
We have a medical wing, but it's kind of understaffed at the moment.
Yeah. At the moment, it's like, oh no.
Slayer's over
The
here
thing
like,
is, I think a lot of
if
people.
this is the best medic they've got, I might be needed here more than Loran's shop.
Yeah.
Would you like a job?
So I will say with the medical staff situation at the moment, 3 months is not a very long time, and considering the new relationship that the Messiah has now with Eldrith, which was basically destroyed, and all of the sick people there,
They've sent over.
they kind of sent over a lot of supplies and aid to them under sort of Lucas's sort of wish to start the process that he and Ulster kind of want to build their reign upon, of sort of, setting an example and,
Set a good example, guys.
and sharing what they have.
Disappears for 3 months.
Yeah, well, that's...
Comes back with a child at 19.
You go make sure you set a good example for us. Okay, thanks.
Yes, you're doing really good setting an example, so thank you. I'm going to go back on holiday. I just thought, we've been doing so much good work.
After I save the world, I just want to go on holiday for a bit. I feel like I deserve that.
Precisely. Cheerio.
Cheerio.
I'll deserve a holiday.
Why is it a New Zealander saying cheerio?
Cheerio. Guys, actually, let me talk to you. I played a D&D one-shot the other day.
So he was like, let me have my character's damn baby already.
No, this is great. I was there for part of the drop bear. The drop bear is a legend.
Thank you. I played Honey Heist, which is where you play as bears who are trying to get some honey, heist some honey. And I played the drop bear.
The drop bear.
I'm a koala bear. My name is Coel Capone, and I'm a koala. Yeah.
Coel Capone?
Get it?
Like
Coel Capone.
It's so great. It just amuses me so greatly.
Wow.
Okay, so this was my character, and it was a slick, visual K wearing koala bear. He spoke like this most of the time. He had a really convincing Australian accent.
Yeah.
And you know what? They call him the drop bear.
Yes.
They never know when it's coming. Eavesdropping.
Yeah.
Drop bear.
Very good.
Anyway, Sleer, we're back in the real world now. Back in the real world, which is this fantasy world in which we're in. Sleer, Greaves wanders off. Farinia takes your hand and just says, I really thought they'd have better medics than this here. But at least I've got you. And Cass. And Bluey. God, has anyone got a cheese sandwich? Moments later, you hear a parade of people begin to walk down.
Ulster sends up so many odd things. Like, he sends up cucumber with jam on it. He sends 4 cheese sandwiches, but you don't know what kind of cheeses they are. You don't really know if they're safe for consumption. It's the Messiah. They have some weird cheeses. I'm going to look up, the weirdest pregnancy cravings, and then I'm going to read out.
I'm making actually a D100 food list.
No, I'm reading
so that we can all roll together some weird stuff that she wants to eat. But as well as that.
I'm providing the food. Goodness gracious. He sends up boiled eggs with horseradish.
Okay.
Whole lemons. Just lemons.
Beautiful.
A lemon.
Yeah, a whole lot of random shit. That's what you get. You can roll for the other ones if you want.
Loran, for a very brief moment, teleports into the room and just says, has a book in his hand, he snaps it shut. I have left him very briefly to apologise for this. He has got a health and wellbeing for pregnant people book, and he is basically just instructing the staff to make every single recipe that he comes across. Godspeed. He disappears again.
Radio's gonna be
Also, a small fun fact for y'all. When my first nephew was born, my sister-in-law sent us out for pad thai from her favorite place.
That's
That's
nice.
cute.
That's so cute.
Oh, yeah.
I have people get really odd pregnancy cravings, but that's actually quite nice.
I hope I get like weird ones.
Well, I don't.
I hope I get weird ones if I have a baby. I want to be like, I want to be weird. I want
Oh my god, it's garlic in a muffin in a croissant. That's the best one Allstar makes.
garlic in a
It's a garlic muffin croissant.
Wow.
So inside,
that one.
yeah, inside it's got crumbled black garlic. It's a half-baked muffin stuffed into a fresh croissant. You don't know how he made a croissant that quickly.
Honestly, I'm
The
impressed.
secrets will never be revealed.
You didn't get that scene. You didn't know what he went through.
No. Well, speaking of which, Ulster, as you're kind of just like listing off,
He's sitting on the kitchen bench with the book, yelling at people. No, not yelling, cordially explaining.
Loran is kind of just standing opposite you, holding one of the only other pregnancy books in the whole of the Maasai, and he's just staring at you like,
Hello.
just a moment. He blinks out of existence and comes back. I just warned them from what was coming.
I thought I made great choices. He snaps the book shut. They're all gone now.
Wonderful. Who has our daughter?
Ulster scries.
Because you're just assuming the cat is in your lap.
Yeah, he's got cruel under one arm.
Okay.
Behave.
Loran looks for a brief moment like he's actually enjoying the humor of that. Like, where is our daughter? And then there's a glimpse of horror on his face as his hackles begin to rise.
Ulster scries.
Shift. Yes. Okay. So you start scrying, and you see that she is in the sort of like sitting room of the throne room. You know, the one you usually kind of for example, the interrogations were in there. You know, you had a really tense conversation with Sharpistol there, etc., etc. Dural is there, Valis is there, Saraza is there, Sharpistol's there, and Rolmy is there. All of these NPCs.
Who's holding Serena?
Kev is holding Serena.
She's fine.
And Loran is like, no, she's not fine. We must go now. Find her. What if something's happened?
Right. Come with me.
Also hops down from the kitchen bench and strolls off.
How is Farinia, by the way?
Loran grips a hold of you and says, where is she?
In the throne room.
Teleport.
Ulster's like, nausea. Hello, everybody. There is a birth taking place. Isn't it wonderful?
Kev is like, oh goodness gracious, another babe up in the palace. Is it your other child?
No, it's not.
Oh. No, I am so excited. I wish to make a frilled laced doily for them with their initials embroidered upon it. Now you do notice something, an interesting detail with your passive perception. Kev is sitting on one side of the room on a chaise longue. Saraza is standing on the complete opposite furthest corner of the room.
Also just looks between them. No, I don't really care enough. Can I have my child?
Yes, but of course we were just considering that you all suddenly had to take care of your royal duties in supporting your friend's wife. You good soul.
Also has Serena in one arm and Karul in the other. He's like,
Loran is like, can I just scruffs Karul?
No, that's mine. My cat.
You are not holding this that close to our child.
he gives Serena to Dural and then goes and gets Karul.
No, you run. Loran is like, fuck no.
She's fine.
Ulster, you'd rather hold this than your daughter.
I've been holding her for 3 months. I'm letting her go around.
No. Dural, give me my child. Dural is like, okay. Are we doing a trade? Yes. Dural's like, right. And he passes Karul over to Dural and gives Serena to Loran.
Also clicks his fingers and turns Karul back the second Dural's holding him.
And they're just like coughing. There's like a thud to the floor. Karul is like on his back, like,
Well, now the contract's broken. I can technically hurt you whenever I want.
Loran turns. Is that so?
Well, yes, because we destroyed his contract. So
Gerald slowly handing his dagger. Loran's like, no, I won't hurt him.
but if I
Somewhere
accidentally
upstairs, Cass is
Nothing,
like,
there's no problem in that.
Sorry, Cruel. I didn't mean. Well, I did actually mean to drop you. I thought it would be
Yeah, no,
funny.
I think you did think it would be funny. And guess what?
It was.
I didn't see anyone laughing. I think I only see him frowning. He looks upset.
Also, he's kind of laughing at me. He's like, yeah, but it wasn't for anyone else.
You are
The king, and if you say anything mean about me, I'll put you in the dungeons.
nothing I haven't seen before.
Oh, I'll have a special one built for you.
Loran says, I'll design it.
It'll be covered in posters of Danielle's new book.
Cross says, right, I'm fine. I will hold my peace.
I thought so.
Droll whacks him on the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
He just said it telepathically to me. Tattletale! I said nothing.
What did he say, Dra?
I'm worried if I repeat it, then I'll lose my...
Also slinks over and goes, come on. I'll know if
He
you're
called
lying.
you a little bit.
Oh.
Was that the truth or a lie?
I'm gonna 21.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. Also smiles and then takes Dra by the collar and pulls him down. Go on.
He called you a bastard.
And it's like 28.
wait, what did you say?
A bastard.
No. What did Lily say?
28.
20. Oh, 28. Yeah. That's okay.
He called you a spoiled little boy king.
17.
Honest.
Ulster lets go of Doral, looks at Carol, is like, come down. He leans in and whispers something into Coral's ear, and I'm going to tell you what he called him.
Okay.
And then I don't know if this can be.
I'm looking at my phone in anticipation of what it's going to be. Tell me when you send it, because I want to know.
I've sanitized it.
Yeah.
I'm listening to that hypnobirthing thing, by the way. My God, it's gonna...
Gerald doesn't hear it. Nor does Sharp Pistol or Rolly or anyone else in the room except Carol. Also, you think. But he is leaning over to you, and when he leans back up, almost like in a scene revealed between the two of you, just see Valis looking up like, what list?
Don't worry, Valis. He can explain that when you're older.
Loran told me he was on a list too.
Duran's on a list.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yes. Also turns around and smacks Carol and then starts laughing. Ah. Sorry, I just really wanted to do that for some reason.
Valis says, Carol's just like Loran. He's on a list. Loran visibly gags. And Carol is like, it does not surprise me, actually.
Anyway, there is a birth happening, so we should probably prepare a nursery.
Right. Sharp Pistol says, I don't want to know anything about what happened just there, or why he was a cat and then not a cat.
Oh, he's supposed to be a cat all the time, technically, but we haven't written up that draft yet, so I have to wait for Lucas to approve it.
Wonderful. Great. Beautiful. Brilliant. Right, so yes, there will be a room made up. Well, actually, also, this is something that we have been meaning to talk to you about. Now you are the king. Much like how Kelvic and Kev Ambrose themselves had their own quarters in the palace, your nobles, for your point, may also have such privileges. There are not so many to go around, but most of our people do tend to only live in the palace if they have some sort of political or reason to be here. The rest preferring to stay in their own homelands or isles. So, if you wish to set up a room for any of your friends, an apartment, then you may do so.
You just build more on the tower as well.
Well, the tower may. So the tornado season may prove structurally difficult for that.
Oh no, I have some improvements that I wanted to suggest.
Well,
But
you don't have to suggest to me. I am not the queen.
Oh, but I have to suggest them to Lucas, otherwise he gets upset.
Lucas looks at you like, we are. Also, it's not that I get upset if you would make a suggestion. You understand? It's that there are some things we need to decide together. In fact, most things we should decide together.
So later we should talk about improvements for the palace in terms of expanding it and strengthening it.
Okay. We also have to prepare for the next migration.
Oh yes, walking.
Which is coming sooner, and I've done most of the preparations for that by myself up until now.
I was busy saving the planar system, sorry.
Sorry, I have no qualms. Was that a jab?
No, it was the statement of fact.
He comes up to you and he says, Ulster, do we need to have a conversation just us two?
Why is everyone talking to me like a child?
You're not a child. You're a king.
Mm-hmm.
And as a fellow king...
There's a cat hair in my mouth.
Okay.
It's cruel. He spits it out.
Lucas looks at you a little bit concerned and says, Ulster, as co-rulers, we should feel comfortable to ask for time to discuss our ideas at any point.
Yeah.
If you asked me for a private conversation, I would never refuse you.
We can talk later. Also pulls out his journal and gives it to Lucas. I have all of my ideas in there. You may check them and tell me what you think. Some of them are a bit more outlandish than others.
Fair enough.
Yes. Now where's Shu? I quite wanted to see her.
Oh wait, no, but I have my ideas also, which you might want to look over. Do you want to come with me and I can just quickly pass those on to you?
Can I meet Shu first?
Well, yes, but literally the scrolls are just over here. We've been using this room as an office.
I'll be right back. Also knew where she was the entire time. He slips out.
Lucas looks at you with like a dropped jaw as you leave. And he's like, Ulster?
He's gone.
That's a dick move! Ulster, the dick king.
Well.
No. Also, by the way, you guys can, if you want to find out what lists either Cruel or Duran are on, you'd have to do some digging. I'm not telling you.
I have to do what?
Digging. I'm not telling you. You're gonna have to look that stuff up.
Cruel and Loran are on lists. Which lists? We don't know. America's Most Wanted, potentially.
Well, there was an Ashura's Most Wanted list, General and Cruel on it. But anyway.
Ulster's gone to find Shu whilst the birthing is happening. He clearly has priorities. Straight.
Smash cut to the main. That's what I assumed.
What happened to the hypnobirthing music?
I turned it off because there was a picture of a pregnant woman. It was
No!
I think that's a good one.
It's the pattern Frinia should breathe in.
No. Oh.
Like just instant rage for no reason. Like I want to
Yes,
bite
fair.
and destroy things.
It's quite fair. Georgia, do you know what we're talking about?
No, and
Right,
no.
I'm going to show it to you.
Oh no,
Also-
later.
There's 2 pages of, albeit not quite fully, but this is notes of what everyone's been saying. I haven't got everything because you're speaking way too fast for me to catch up, but that is what I've been able to catch.
Okay.
But a lot of names have been left off this because of the fast nature of the names. I'm like, I'm not happy enough to write all of those yet.
Do you not worry? Right. Okay. Let me just do this. Okay. So let me set the scene. I just need to let this ad play, and then we will have a discussion, friends. So here's what happens as you are in the as you are in this room, this medical wing. Okay. Greaves has left. Maybe it's been about 30 minutes since you've seen him to find someone else who would be able to assist you. And in the absence of this, I would like all of you to roll me medicine checks to see what advice it is that you give to Farinia. Now, Sleer, you can roll at advantage because you're a medic. Cass, you can roll straight because you have used cure wounds in the past. Bluey, you've never seen a birth before. You're going to be rolling at disadvantage. I'm so sorry about that.
I feel like that's pretty accurate for my knowledge. 12.
Ooh, that's good. 12, 14, Sleer.
16.
16, Sleer.
26.
26. Okay, you guys are fairly in sync, obviously, with Cass kind of, definitely a support role, making sure Neff is okay, bringing you guys what you need. Bluey, your hand bones are strong enough that Farinia isn't crushing them. And Sleer, you are instructing Farinia, you're helping and supporting her, and it's going great. We will get no detail. I'm going to just let you guys know that now. I do not want to do that because first of all, I don't fucking know. Second of all, I don't want to know. But I am gonna, just because it's loaded now, I am gonna play you the song, George.
Okay.
Oh no, Aelin, cover your ears.
So I need to first read you a Twitter post. Or I'm going to send it to you, and you have to read it.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. Okay. Right. George, do you have you don't have what's it? Twitter, do you? Okay, I'm gonna post this in the
I do have Twitter.
You do? Oh, yeah, you made one. I followed you.
Should we just explain?
Yes, I've sent you the tweet so you have full context. Right, so basically, there was this boyfriend who sent an anonymous Reddit.
Always a good start.
Anonymous Reddit post. Which was this. My girlfriend of 2 years told me to play the music told me that the music I play during sex is weird and a major turn off. So basically, this guy saying, I always like to play this song when we have sex. It's like it really sets the mood for me.
He wanted to have the good rhythm,
And it's really hard for him to have sex when you can't hear that song. Now, this is the song.
Oh no! Now I'm concerned.
Can you hear it?
No, you need to speak.
No, send George the link.
All right.
Send George the link.
George, I'll send you the link, and then we'll also all listen to it together.
Listening party.
Listening party.
Times.
Right. There you go, George. This is the song for all y'all.
Mine's loaded, so I'm ready to press play. Safe go.
Let's go.
Oh, Sorry, it just played.
I don't know what went through his head when he was like, oh yeah, sexy music. This one.
Yeah, anyway.
Oh my god, I can't imagine a worse song to be played if I was having sex with someone.
Could you imagine? Also, imagine the rhythm, because he likes to do the rhythm.
Apparently, he turned the music off, but she could still tell that he had the rhythm in mind.
He was
Which is impressive. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That is just not the one. That is not the one. That poor girl. I hope
apparently under
that
supposed people.
relationship ended with her finding someone that could. Yeah.
Satisfy her without that song. Anyway.
People on that post were just like describing how disgusted and upset their pets became after hearing the song. I think
Right,
aggro
so-
spell.
Now, I'm going to just bring us back to the game because it is an important moment. I don't want it to be undercut for Aylan's sake.
That was my drum roll, sorry.
Sleer, as all this is going down, you do hear two sets of footsteps coming into the room. The first is Greaves, of course, and Greaves is followed by two people. Now, the first person, it seems, is a woman who you recognise immediately, who you thought was still back in Ironstone looking after a whole bunch of orphans. But of course, your mother was not going to miss up the birth of her first grandchild. And she is here at the moment, and she runs in and says, Onric is looking after the rest, oh my goodness. And she just grips your shoulders and is like kind of like holding on to you with excitement, and then comes to Ferinia's side and sits by her and just holds her hand. And then following in after, you see a tall, beautiful woman lean against the door frame and say, did someone need a midwife? The one that only Zarina Dehane. Well, no, not anymore. Well, technically the only Zarina Dehane, specifically.
Wait, I thought she was like
has
5'4".
No, but she leans against the door and she looks sexy, is what I'm trying to say. It's like that, you know that thing. She looks sexy. She has an apron.
Very sexy.
She has some rubber gloves.
Does the apron say best midwife?
Best midwife. It's also got the outline of like a hot man's body on it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
Like a best midwife, and it's got like a man with a six-pack and then like a speedo. Now, she approaches and is there to help. Yeah, is there to help you, Sphere. She says to you, "Do not worry, I have plenty of experience in this arena. You'd be surprised the amount of births you'll just randomly come across after 400 years of life." More common than you think. I also like to be prepared for all instances. So you go up there, you hold her hand, and I'll prepare a healing potion for when she breaks her fingers. I have no skills in medicine, but I'm no stranger to, regular home remedies. And Sleer, you hold Frinia's hand, and she holds yours.
She looks at me.
Do you guys have anything you want to do or say in this moment? You're all together.
Oh yeah, I have something. No, I'm not there. Sorry.
Okay. You're not all together.
Cass is literally like, well, I'm very pleased that this is happening because I thought.
Long live the king.
That was so scary. He jumped up right behind me and was like, oh, and started sliding down.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, what was that? Also, the other one jumped up at the same time,
Yeah. I bet.
much more calmly.
Anyway.
Staring at you. Yeah, Cass is just like, she just stands there looking at Farinia and she's just like, well, I thought I was going to be a godmother today and then I wasn't. And now I am. So I'm very happy that this is actually happening.
Farinia coughs and just says, oh yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's like emotional whiplash.
Yeah. Bring forward, my godchild. I'm ready.
I'm fucking trying.
You can do it.
Bluey, do you have anything you want to say to her to give her the power?
Are we seriously playing through a birth?
Yeah, we are.
You promised me there'd be no birthing.
There is no detail. I'm not using a single medical jargon. The baby will pop into existence in her arms.
I'm triggered by your birthing noises.
Ah!
I have a question. A spell, a cantrip like mending. Does that mend people at all? And not heal, but does it? If anything gets broken or
I'm gonna go lay down.
At this point, I feel like Bluey says this out loud and Cass, like, horrified looks and just starts, like, shepherding Bluey away.
I feel like Slia just starts cackling.
I think, you know what, guys? This is a very good time for us to have this moment where Zarina says, my darling girls, I think you've done enough, Leave. I'll call you in when it's all done.
But
enjoy the books.
I'm gonna insight check Farinia and just be like, does Farinia want us to leave? Oh no.
Yeah, I think Blue would like to do that as well.
Oh, nice. I got a dirty 20.
I got a 5.
5. Bluey, you think she should? You know what? She looks like she needs the help. She needs the extra hands, you know, the extra bodies around her birthing bed. Whereas George, you get the impression from the fact that she is thrashing and yelling, "Get her away from me!" that she probably doesn't want too much extra stimulus or things to worry about.
You sure I'm not needed? You sure?
Cass just starts trying to shepherd Bluey out. And it's just like, call me when my godchild's here. Let's go. Good luck.
Zarina blows you a kiss. Slia, before we fade to black on this scene, is there anything you want to say? Is there anything you want to say to Farinia, to your friends? Or are you ready? Are you just waiting and holding on?
She's probably like telling her like reassuring things like, you can do this. I love you.
She's like, yeah, I can. I'm amazing. Oh. Anyway, that wasn't like a sound that she would actually make. I think it was more just like a battle cry.
Yeah.
For herself. Anyway, you guys leave the room. The door closes. Greaves is sitting outside along with no less than 10 servants, all carrying silver platters laden with loads of food. So if any of you are hungry, you can get a taste, you know, of them Messiah pregnancy delicacies.
Yeah. Can I do a random roll and see what I get?
Yes, you can.
Okay. What die?
Roll. Wait, hang on a second. Okay. Give me a second. I'm just trying to find a list. Okay. Roll me a d20. Add nothing to it.
Are you doing the sandwich?
15.
15. Okay. There is a plate which is just lots of different dishes, all covered in honey. And the one that really catches, your attention first
Squid.
is just a whole squid, raw, gutted, covered in honey.
Georgia finds this repellent.
Yeah,
Cass
me too.
is going to be like, nom and nom and nom.
And the honey is slightly fermented because obviously to give it an extra bit of je ne sais quoi. So it's like mead almost, and it's kind of a bit boozy.
Cass is like, this is my shit. Georgia wants to vomit in her mouth, so we're going to move away from this role-playing moment because I don't like it.
I get you. Right. Now, as you two are sitting out there, you'll hear the sound of fluffy paws padding across the ice. You will need to bring that prop with you.
The prop? Oh my god, hello.
So, as you have been told by Lucas, who's got a little crown, has a little paper crown that's just put on her head, and she has been just kind of wandering around the ice palace, enacting Ulster's will in whatever cryptic way she conveys it. Most of Ulster's will, funnily enough, is her getting fed lots of fish every day, and being allowed to fly freely around the palace walls. And going
The throne room, yeah.
just like sleeping in the throne room, and
Occasionally eating people.
occasionally biting and eating people she doesn't like. Only once that's been problematic, but they were brought back, so it's all good. And something that's taken to now is stalking the halls in search of small animals like penguins that wander into the ice palace to prey on. And I'll say, when she sees all of this sumptuous food lined up, she just cannot stay away, and she follows some of the servants down, and she spots Greaves, and she just goes, licks her lips and starts stalking.
Hello, Shu.
And she puts her head up. She looks at you.
Shu goes, you can eat the man, but the food is off limits, okay?
She sniffs.
Sushi.
And she starts nuzzling at a plate. And there is a guard there who is just like, yeah, more of the same. And she obviously is used to this, a common occurrence. Now, Ulster, you've left very swiftly. Now, following...
he just transforms into whatever fast animal he can to track down Shu.
Right. I'm just going to say there is a snapshot in which Loran is just holding Zarina as Ulster leaves him in this room with all of his in-laws, and he just turns around and says, sorry guys, he hasn't been to therapy yet. Bye. And he opens the door, and it's the mansion, and he just walks in and closes it behind him. Wonderful. Ulster?
Yeah.
Make me a survival check, please.
That was cocked. Can I get my phone? Because I don't have my stats.
Your sheet. You've been playing D&D for 4.5 years.
I was charging it.
I'm joking. Fine.
Excuses.
I know.
I was charging it.
I love you.
It's my birthday. You can't be mean to me.
It's not birthday just yet.
18 plus.
18 plus.
Yeah. D&D. Sorry guys, my thing is, I'm really manic today. I'm sorry if my energy is like really high. That's why. Have only had one coffee as well. So
Do you need another one?
I think that would be a bad idea.
I think so too.
Do you need to play with the chainmail bracelet? Will that help?
It is quite nice to just...
That is a 23.
Okay, you very quickly stalk Shu. And funnily enough, it is exactly what you'd expect following the line of people with the like lovely Moorish food. And in some cases bizarre Moorish food. And you see her just kind of like with Greaves' head just kind of gently held in her jaw. And Greaves is like, oh, not to worry, not to worry. It's all fine. There's nothing wrong here.
Ulster catapults into Shu to hug her.
Oh my, I was almost decapitated. Almost. That almost sounds like something that also I would have to roll for. Make me a strength check.
15.
What's Shu's strength?
That is a great question. Give me a second. Is he an no, she is somewhere. Sorry guys, I need to find Shu's thing.
We have the capacity to get real weird in this game. Because there is nothing tying you down.
What's Shu's strength? I don't remember.
It's Shu. Probably pretty good.
Sorry guys, I don't know actually. Oh, but this is 2019.
It's probably a plus 3 or 4.
Okay.
Well, at least a plus 4.
Okay, we'll go for a +4 then.
Okay. So, what is the roll?
14.
14. As funny as it would be for Greaves to be quickly decapitated, you just take his hat off, revealing a crown of bald pink hair, and sitting right in the center of it is a small little gnome.
That's weird.
He's got green skin, and his face looks a bit like a frog face. And on his backpack, he has a big leaf. And it's sitting on his head. And Greaves is, oh, great heavens, my gnome is out. Goodness me. Goodness me, I can't have that in polite society. No. Right. What an interesting sight. 2 great beasts fighting in front of the servants.
No, also turns back into humanoid and just cuddles on top of Shu.
Ah, what a sight. A great beast and a great king cuddling in front of the servants.
Who are you?
Yeah, good question. Good fucking question. Who is this dude? That was in character by Cass.
We all stare. You are all sort of in the corridor at this point. And Greaves says, Your Majesty. I'm Greaves.
Greaves, I've no
Can I
idea.
insight check this dude? Is he like the big bad of this epilogue that we're gonna have to like murder?
He could be.
21.
21. No, this is Greaves. He's a very honest
Cass is
gentleman.
very suspicious of this man, even with that role. She's like, he needs, yeah.
Oh, no, Your Majesty. It is my job has been appointed to me is to make sure that everyone in the palace, no matter who they are, that their grievances be gone.
Also leans down
You
on Shu.
are our grievances.
Greaves, you are providing a grievance to my friends. Shu,
In what way, though?
go away.
Be gone.
Can I roll an intimidation check?
Yes.
I want to also roll an intimidation check. I'm like standing next to. Ooh!
16. It's good for
28.
Ulster.
Okay.
28 from Cass.
What kind of intimidation is it?
What do you mean?
Cass
Like,
is
what do
very
you
much. Cass is like stood next to Brian, and it's just like it's not necessarily doing anything because she is like this is kind of like an old man, but she is also like get the fuck out of here.
Let me just sort of show you all Greaves.
Ulster is like he's leaned down because he's on top of Shu. He leaned down off Shu, and he's kind of staring at Greaves in the way that the points of his iris don't touch around his eye, so it looks a bit like very pointed.
Mm-hmm. But like, if someone was to look at your expression, how would they read it?
Very cold.
Okay.
Cass's is just sort of very much like, don't mess with us today.
Greaves says, "My apologies, sir. Your Majesty. I will take my leave."
Also sits back up.
That was easy enough.
Also, what's your passive perception?
21.
21. So the 10 servants that are sitting on
Mine's
the other
18.
corridor, who have been holding food this whole time, kind of at your sort of everyone's beck and call, look at you with distinct fear in their expressions, and more than one silver plate is shaking.
Ooh. Also jumps down and goes over to that pallet and picks the top off. What is it?
Roll me a d20.
6. No, 9. Sorry.
9. It is a pickle sandwich with pickles as the bread, tuna and chicken salad inside, with some cheese and mayonnaise.
Alstead pops it in his mouth and looks disappointed.
I thought you were pescatarian, sire.
Am I?
Yes.
Don't really care, actually. This tastes like nothing. It needs more salt. It's
Cass
fine.
is
though.
now seeing the tone of everyone is going to go a little bit on a charm offensive and just be like, this is a very difficult and monumentous day for a lot of us. If you deposit all the food just here and we will sort it out. Except for that
I've
one
never
which needs
seen
more salt.
Servants move quicker than. Also, do you allow this to happen, or do you want them to stay?
Alstead will look over the servants. Can I roll an insight check?
Yes.
16.
Alstead, you're a very prominent figure. Your life, your personality, everything about you's pretty much been broadcast for these people for a long time. Not the real you, obviously, the you present to them. They all look quite scared of you at the moment, with very few exceptions.
I
Also kind of straightens up and smiles.
I apologise. I came from a very difficult conversation with a person I don't like, and therefore I might have been a bit snappy. Please retire to the kitchens and take a meal for yourself.
Not a single one of them responds to you, as it is not their place to, being servants. So they put their food on the ground and they walk as fast and as politely as they can away from you.
Yeah.
Shu looks at you like,
He goes over and gives her a big hug.
She wraps you up in all of her.
Wonderful. Thank you for conferring my needs to the court, Shu, in my absence. I'm sure you did an excellent job.
Shu, who has been following her base instincts this whole time, and never satisfied with what she eats, nods and smiles. But mentally, you hear, Greaves was tasty. Tasty Greaves.
I infer that she ate Greaves at one point.
Yes, you can. And then you go back to life. Also, I'm right. Okay, make me a intelligence check. I want to see if this thought would cross your mind.
16 plus 19.
10 for Mike.
Tom was just leaving.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ulster smiles and turns back to the rest of you.
So how is the birthing process?
There is a creak as the door opens. Bluey, do you have anything to say?
I mean, I thought. I mean, I thought Farinia needed more people, but I haven't.
Bluey,
Yeah.
Bluey, you hear a voice behind you say, "Actually, my dear, you were quite good help, but everything went swimmingly in the end." I'd say this has been a solid amount of time. So you've spent a lot of time sitting, preparing food, wandering around, etc., etc. After probably a solid, 3 hours, Zarina kind of opening the door in response to you. She says, "She's having a rest at the moment, but things are going well. And no, darling, rest assured, we do not need extra people in the room currently. Neff is already passed out, and I think maybe now that she's snoring, actually is sleeping there. And darling, she just notices you all stare, and rushes over and plucks you from Shu's grasp and whisks you up into her arms.
Goodness me.
Have you lied to them before? What have you been eating?
Leaves,
Leaves?
twigs.
Strawberries?
Well, whatever Loran made, really.
That's very trusting.
I do like the texture of leaves, though.
Right.
Crunchy.
Darling. Oh, you look empty on the inside.
That's not very nice, Loran has told me to say.
Do you actually care then?
I've had worse. All my servants are scared of me now. I think I should be rather upset about that and probably fix it.
Are you not upset?
Here's the baby. He squirms and tries to crawl over Zarina's shoulder.
Farinia is resting.
I want to see the baby. He slumps.
Well, that's up to Slia. Slia. A few hours it has taken. But Zarina turns, and there, resting in her arms, would you like to describe to me what this babe appearance is like?
So Kestel has like little like wisps of hair the same texture as Farinia. It's all like white, and her skin tone is their skin tone is like a pure like kind of like warm, rich plum color, like eggplant almost.
Eggplant baby.
Eggplant.
And then like they open up these like eyes that look like if you basically took Farinia's like kind of like fiery, embery, golden eyes and just gave them the same like black sclera as Slia.
I'm gonna bring back a really old image.
I want to see the baby. Do we have any arts of the baby?
And very clear, like drought
I
ears.
want to be a baby.
Or like
I want to see
half
the
drought
baby.
ears.
Oh, baby.
Actually,
The
I
baby.
don't have my iPad's died, unfortunately, so I don't currently have the baby picture, but I have an adult version of.
Yeah, I have an adult version of like Kess that I need you to like change.
We will anticipate that.
We anticipate the baby.
Oh my god, for sure. Cass is gonna call them Cass and just be like,
Yeah, I was
"Is
gonna
this
say,
Yeah,
100%.
little Kess.
Is Cass a Cass?"
America's got something really old. Check the message.
Let me see if I have a picture.
This is Cass with a K and this is Cass with a C. We're best
They
buddies.
are terrified. I'd be terrified too. Yeah. So, all of you file in, I'm assuming.
I
So
think
yeah,
Blue
you
would
have
take some of the trays.
Serena passes you a little pastel and you sit with them. So I would have said you had like an hour or so to sit with them, just, bond, with Frinia as well. But Frinia, kind of quite tired, just passes out there. And you are just holding them now as your friends walk in. And everyone, you're seeing this babe for the first time. And Slia, is there anything you want to say or anything you want to do?
They'd probably see Slia kind of like curled up next to Farinia with like the baby between them.
The babe is like,
You see
It's a baby.
little like nubbins of like tiny horns and like a tail like Slea's.
Oh. Can I poke it?
Zarina says, how hard?
Gently.
Sleia?
Just a little tap.
Sleia?
How would you like to hold them?
Also holds his arms out.
Slea gently offers the baby.
Ah.
Cass looks very jealous and is like waiting eagerly next to Brian, like,
It
give me the
only
baby.
Cass catches the silent, like smug look that he Ulster gives her before looking back at the baby, like, oh.
In Ulster's head, you just hear, "I hate you."
You love me. Continues to hold the baby.
Okay, that's enough time. My turn.
No, Ulster's like, it's mine now. Walks away.
Zarina is like, no, darling.
Oh.
Cass looks at Sleia and says, "She keeps calling them it. It's my turn."
Fine. Ulster hands it over.
It.
Cass looks very happy.
Also, I feel like
Cass.
if Cass
The baby is
likes
like-
anybody, like they'll just like wrap their tail around them.
Right. We are bringing back an old and gold one. Please, all of you, roll me d20s.
Just a feeling that fate's gonna-
Try.
6.
Also,
Oh, 17.
part of the reason why the baby was quickly transferred from your hands to Cass's was because the moment she kind of like, about like maybe 10 seconds after you held her, she was like, Also, Aelin, you use both she and they pronouns, is that correct?
No, Kess is solely they pronouns.
Okay, cool. Just because
That was my
use both.
goof. I'm so sorry.
No problem. They like go. Cass, what did you get?
The baby's broken.
I got a
He hands it.
17.
17.
Cass is very happy with the fact that both children have apparently liked her, and she's now looks at Brian with a very smug look. And it's just like,
Ulster kind of looks around and he's like, okay, I will see you all later. And then he leaves properly.
Zarina is like, hang on, darling. No, we need to chat. I haven't seen you in months.
Everyone wants to chat with me today.
Well, but I haven't seen you or my son in months.
I don't know where he's gone.
Okay. Well, I'll help you find him. I'm magical after all.
It sounds good.
can Cass roll an Arcana check to see what is if she could with magic work out what's going on with Steph?
Sure.
28.
28. He is not quite himself, really. He's saying a lot of things that that also usually wouldn't say or wouldn't say so like freely. Is there anything else you want to add?
Wait, sorry, it was a 28 Arcana check.
Yes.
I don't think that you would sense any magical change in Ulster. I think
Okay.
the biggest shift you would get is that his energy is flowing differently.
I would say there would probably be a sort of a latent necrotic energy.
Yeah. Kind of like something you would feel on an undead, but he's not undead.
Okay, interesting.
With a 17, as you hold the baby goes, Bluey, would you like to hold the babe?
Remind me of the babe.
I would like to hold the babe. Before I hold the babe, I would just like to sort of give Janzia like a well done, congratulations, and then like a I think she'll just she's like beaming at Verunia and Sleia, and
Bruno's
she
like,
takes hold. She takes hold of the baby.
You do notice a very slight reluctance from Cass to pass over the baby. Cass will say, "I'm going to get very little time with this, my godchild, just so you know. I will be leaving soon."
True.
She will
No, this is
Cass
your
will
fault.
pass over the baby, but then will probably quickly try and
remember my
take
sacrifice
them
for you
again.
all. Remember that you're all here because I'm not here.
Who's saying that's right?
No,
Cass, with her
unless
body.
it's not physically and mentally.
So I rolled an 8.
Wonderful.
However much crying that means, we'll be like,
Well, okay, that's fun then. So what happens is this. What happens is you pass the baby over very reluctantly, Cass, and the moment she leaves your arms, she's like,
Cass is immediately like, give her back. Give them back. Sorry, give them back. Give Cass back. Give baby Cass back.
oh, you're beautiful. Okay, yep. Passes them back.
Yeah, Cass does. I'm going to say now, Cass feels absolutely no guilt in, in retaking baby Cass
take the
back.
baby away.
Yeah.
Take the babe away. And I don't think you should. You are holding that babe because guess what? You don't know when you're ever going to see him again. Now, Cass, get another thing. Holding this babe, you're reminded of a task that you have to do
Yes.
at some point.
While holding the baby with one hand, she's going to reach her hand in the pocket where she's kept the flowers, and she's going to cast Identify to figure out what the hell is going on with the flower before she even speaks to.
Of course. Of course you can. So you cast Identify, and when you cast oh my god.
What?
Yes.
What?
Truck.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, sorry. I've been fiddling with this to stop
Can I
myself
have
from
a
scratching.
picture of that?
Yes.
I feel like I need to make some sort of meme out of it.
When you just don't quite get the Halloween spirit. Truck. When you're too old for trick-or-treating. Truck.
That's so good.
When you're too old for trick-or-treating. Truck. That's might be funny. Right, anyway. Cass, this Identify, it lets you know, first of all, you already know this is a baby's breath. It's just a sprig of it, about that big. No bigger than the space between Zarina's nose bridge and her forehead. And its properties are sort of divination, mostly, along with the sort of like natural kind of magical sort of remedies and properties that come along with that flower. But it is mostly just a revealing magic, something that would show Titania an aspect of Zarina's power. Baby Zarina, of course.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah. I think Cass then is going to sort of bounce baby Cass a little bit. Chuck her under the chin, look very sad, but walk over to Slia and just give Slia a massive hug while making sure no baby is crushed. And also goes and sort of just, I don't know, pats Veronia's hair. I don't think they've got a super, I don't think hugging is quite, she'll hug her.
For them. That's okay.
She'll hug her. And just be like, they're beautiful. I'm going to leave you guys for a moment. I must go find Ulster and Loran. But thank you.
If you see them, maybe send Sarazer and I suppose Droll as well. Might like to see.
Not Karul.
Of course.
If Karul comes with Gerald, that's fine.
And I've got to add some tattoos to my body. Also, just in case anyone didn't know, or didn't quite get it, because it's like all of the tattoos that symbolize everyone, they're like linked with vines. It's basically her version of her family tree.
Oh,
Cute. So cute.
Lala,
Yeah,
do you think it's cute?
just in case anyone didn't pick it up. But yeah, Cass is now going to pass over baby Cass, and I think she's going to give you a little kiss on the cheeks, Leah, and just be like, "You made a very beautiful baby."
Leah holds on to Cass just a little bit extra long, and then
Yeah, Cass will give you a good squeeze back. There'll be a little tear, and then she'll be like, "I will be back. You cannot keep me from the baby."
no, but
Bye.
you have dibs on the baby.
Cass like swaggers out the room. Yeah, and she's going to go find Ulster and Loran.
Okay. So he's being accosted by his mother-in-law.
Zarina, I'm going to just say, links arms with you, Ulster, and starts walking with you back towards. Where are you headed?
He's like, oh, I would think Loran left the mansion around here somewhere.
So, that's where you were this whole time?
Yes, he took me to the Feywild. I thought only a month had passed, but I had a sneaking suspicion that it was more than that. It was kind of like I was in a stasis zone.
Yes, no, well, that is illegal.
Yes.
No. I am hesitant to press charges.
Oh no, I'm not pressing charges.
Good.
He kept me very comfortably, and he gave me food.
Right. Anyway, it is rather remarkable that after all this time, I was not able to find you once.
I wouldn't be asking me these questions. I don't know why.
No. How are you, Doug?
Fine.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean, some things have changed since we prevented the end of the world, and it seems some people are very uptight about those changes, but it's fine because we'll work it out, and I have great faith.
Fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, we also have a child together, Loran and I. One of them was born. Whilst we were in the Feywild. The one called Zarina. Yeah.
Me?
Yes, she was very early. Don't
You
know.
named her after me?
Loran did, yes.
I always knew who was my favourite.
Ooh, don't tell Sarah that.
Don't tell Sarah so.
I was joking. I was making a joke.
She smacks you on the back of the head
It wasn't very funny.
takes your arm and walks with you further. Right, well. Oh. She turns around. I smell lavender. Looks at a random, very inconspicuous looking doorway and just rips it open. And you are presented with Loran's mansion.
Loran!
Ulster. And then she says, wait, I smell lavender from another direction. And she turns around. Oh, Cass, of course. You follow after
Is that
Ulster.
what Cass smells like now? I smell like lavender.
Yeah. You smell like
Oh.
Yes.
you smell like the pickles.
What I like though is the idea of like I don't feel like it's quite replaced the smell of alcohol that normally people would associate with Cass. I feel like you get like you get like lavender first, and then you get like the strong hit of booze afterwards.
I was not surprised to see you here, my darling girl.
No.
Actually, it's probably quite good that you're here too.
Right? Of course.
Titania hasn't sent me just out of the goodness of her heart.
She looks at you, Ulster.
Who Don't tell, well, you probably should tell Loran. He might actually be very upset if you don't come clean with him immediately.
I thought Loran was in the room. I thought.
Oh, you guys are at the doorway. You haven't gone in yet.
Also,
Oh,
pokes his head
okay,
in.
then.
Man,
Okay, then Cass wouldn't have said anything until they're all in the room together.
Oh no, that's fine. You can Loran is there.
Delay this conversation until.
Yeah, Loran is there. Zarina says, "Now, yes, I didn't know you were coming, and do not worry. I have done this plenty of times for other children. Do you know? It is no issue." And Loran says, "Mother, hello. What the hell are you doing here?" And in his arms, he is holding a little bundle of baby.
Also reaches out.
He passes Zarina over to you.
He spins away with her.
Don't you think I should get a chance? And Zarina kind of like bustles over.
Also hisses. He's like, my baby.
Let me just have a peek.
What will you give me?
A kiss on the forehead.
Not good enough.
A hug.
I'll collect my payment later in the form of one wish. And he hands over Zarina.
Oh, darling. She has, yes, my eyes.
Loran's eyes.
And your mother's white hair.
My.
Same difference.
Well, her hair is slightly more blonde, whereas mine is like pasty.
Yes, but with the slightest hint of Loran's colouring that does change, it just shifts the colour theory slightly, so it doesn't appear something. Anyway, she's beautiful.
You're wrong. It's white.
Quite right. She passes the lady back to you.
Ulster starts wandering off again.
Loran walks over, puts his hands on your shoulders, and sits you down on some moss. Cass, you can sit down.
Yeah. I think Cass will give Loran a slightly concerned look, which, if you want to know what it is. Okay. Cass is going to be like, right, I've not just been sent here because Titania thought I'd like to see my godchild, and
You are here to kidnap our baby.
not quite. I've been sent as Titania's emissary. She wants to see what power Zarina might have. Cass will bring out the baby's breath. I've checked it. I can only sense divination magic on it. And Titania is also in spring. But obviously, it does. I'm waiting for your permission.
I don't know, Zarina, what do you think? He picks up the baby.
Zarina Dehane says in a baby voice, "Oh, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure." Oh, that was funny. Oh, goodness. No, well, I'll be 100% honest with you, darling. This has, like I said, it's happened before. There is nothing to worry about. And even if your child, which I'm sure she will, ends up having more power than you anticipated, or powers that are in alignment with what Titania needs in her court, it's not like a debt. She's not going to come and collect the child.
Not like Rumpelstiltskin.
I don't know who. Oh! I remember him. He was quite a wiry little man. But anyway.
The former alter ego of Harold Husterbrand.
How did you know?
I know many things.
Yes, you do, darling. She boops you on the nose. But like I said, Titania is not the sisterhood. She does not lay claim to children. But this is something that perhaps you do not know. She is also the patron of Loran and Saraza. When I had them, I was in her employ in one way or another as part of the Sealy court, and as such, her influence is over our whole family.
But that means there's a double claim on Zarina.
What do you mean?
She was made during the King's trials, which means Sylvanus has a claim as well.
Yes, but gods don't necessarily claim children. Doesn't really work like that. If every child who was made in a cave was claimed by the god that made them, there would be many kidnappings.
But she's a special child, aren't you?
He's talking only to Zarina. He's not addressing any of the adults in the room.
And Zarina says, that is true.
Special child, going to do great things. He gives her a little swing. Wee.
Lala is being strange.
Yeah, he attacked you before.
Not very strange. And Zarina says, if I were you, Cass, I would just go for it.
Oh, Loran has to give the say-so, because otherwise he might cut off your hand if you come near her.
I mean,
Loran
Cass
has-
is very much waiting for the say-so. She wouldn't have dared to just go for it.
Loran has folded his arms and says, I have quite a familial relationship with Titania. Honestly, I trust her. I know you all don't.
I do.
In this matter, I do.
Then I suggest
What are you doing?
you do it.
He shoved himself behind a painting.
Oh, that's really
Oh,
cute.
dear. He's so odd.
Down there, you can see him. Behind that.
La! He's emerging.
Merged.
No, La, don't knock it into the water.
I can't see. I see him. I see a flicker of movement.
Loran says, I trust her. Though I will say, I'm doing this less out of her trust and more for the fact that I want to show you all that I am trustworthy.
I'm very proud of you.
Setting an example.
Also does not look comprehending at all.
He's like, la 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 la, dangles baby again.
Her hair looks so long suffering.
But Cass, before we do this, can I please speak to you alone?
Of course. Cass will.
All stare and my mother a chance to reconnect with the child.
My
Cass will
Our
pocket
child.
the baby's.
No, he said that
Castle
when
Fox.
Zarina started.
Cass, Loran leads you to a room which, in the absence of having a shop, seems to have become Loran's makeshift
I'm not.
office space. It looks a little bit like his cabin on his ship did once as well. And you almost feel the soft swaying of the ocean beneath your feet and the scent of salt in the air. And Loran
Cass enjoys
sits down. Yeah, Loran sits down and says, "This has been my escape. Yeah. Make yourself comfortable. Sit."
Cass will sort of settle on. I think she'll sort of settle on a pillow. She'll put a pillow on the floor and sit on it.
Loran is also sitting on the floor, as usual. Loran says, I believe I made an error. Shocking, I know. When you left and Titania took you away, I was beside myself and quite unable to talk to any of you, really. I was still thinking of taking Ulster away. And after you left, I succeeded in doing so. And that is why he was gone for so long, as I'm sure you've already figured out. But in being so fixed on that, I realised that I missed something. I hadn't wanted to leave the Feywild, and if I'm honest, I don't think I ever would have. If Allstair hadn't spoken to me, asked me how long we'd been gone. But when I came back and I saw everyone, of course, but that's when I saw you, I realised that we owe something to each other. We've known each other so long. You are the godparent to my children. You're a god-awful drunk, but a damn good friend. And I don't know if I was one at the end there.
I think, I don't know if, you know what, I'm gonna, for aesthetic's sake, you guys are aware of the tattoos, but I feel like nobody in, none of the characters are aware of it, because I have so decided. So,
Yes.
tough shit. Cass will pull back the sleeve on her right arm, and she will, and Loran will be able to see on, attached to a vine is like a little flame that could almost be a fireball, but is not.
He laughs and says,
It's treading the line between the two.
he just says, yeah, not my brightest moment.
This doesn't represent any single moment. This is you, your passion, your intensity, your flair for the dramatic. Loran, you're my family as much as anyone else's. Yes, you did make mistakes and people were hurt. I won't lie, that is what happened, but the fact that you know that it happened means that we can move past this. I already have. I've had to leave you all, and for me, it is like I only left a couple of days ago, but in that time, 3 months have passed. So time is short. I know that at some point you may come see me in the Feywild, you may even join me, but that's not something I can guarantee, nor necessarily want to hold on anyone. But the next time I come back, if I'm ever allowed to, some of you might not be here. The world might have changed in ways that I don't understand. And I can't hold on to the mistakes that we've made. So for me, Loran, you are my family and you always will be. No matter what's happened.
He just holds you very close. Gives you a big hug.
Cass gives him a massive hug in return.
I don't feel like the person I was once. But even more than that, Cass, I'm frightened. I can't say I'm frightened more now than I ever was when I was saving the world and all that with all you, but Allstair is not the same.
No, he's not.
Loran produces a notebook. I've been keeping track, that's why we were gone so long. I had to stay away long enough so that I could keep, obviously, Ulster by my side. There was an ulterior motive that I haven't revealed to him yet, which was that I was tracking his symptoms. No, he has not been to therapy. And that might solve some of these issues, but that still leaves a few underlying things. He's lost his sense of taste, the extremes of his emotions, essence of his morality. I believe that when he died that second time, he did not come back the same. And while we were in the Feywild, I thought I could ignore it. I thought everything would be normal, but I think I need to speak to Lucas.
I think you should also speak to Neff. She has been looking for Osha's soul. Maybe while she looks, you can also find some of Ulster's.
If there is a piece of Ulster's soul free out there, then there are beings who would have claim to it. There are places it might be sucked into beyond our reach. If it is untethered, I must find it, tether it, at any cost. For his sake.
Yes.
If you've noticed, then I'm not just insane.
No, you're not. And even when you were insane, your intuition was correct. So
don't remind me. You're bloody.
And I guess it's like, except for when you thought we were all trying to kill. Anyway, we won't go there. Yes, but not at the cost of you, Loran. If you were to be lost, we don't know what Ulster would become.
What's your passive insight?
Not that great. Can I tempt you with a passive investigation? Because that was very good.
That's your passive insight.
To be honest, I can roll for it if you want.
Roll me an insight check, yeah. Can I tempt you with a passive?
The brass dice is coming in clutch. That was a dirty 20.
Woo! With your insight check there, you can tell that Loran doesn't hold his own life in as high esteem as you do, but he does not want to die. That much you know for certain. And he, also has not even gone to therapy yet. You get the impression Loran isn't ready to go off on another adventure right now. He looks like he has some thinking to do.
Cass is just going to sort of let that thought process happen in Loran. She said what she needs to say.
How has it done again? Why? Right. I think on that scene between the two of you, as you both share your concerns, Loran says, she's not that bad. Titania.
No, she's not. Would I have made the same decision? I don't know. If it meant saving you guys, then yes. But like I said when I left, it's funny that I'm actually okay with not having magic. And now I have more than I've ever had before.
Loran says, speak to my mother before you leave. Any moment you get. She has far more experience with the courts than I do. Obviously, I am not one to associate myself with the bureaucratic side. I'm all magic, love. But no. you'll need a bit of a helping hand, an ally, and she goes frequently. She'll be able to help you. It's more than just a garden, you are aware. There is so much of that court you have not yet seen.
I do. And I think I'll have quite a lot of time to explore it. Unless I don't do this, in which case I may become mulch on my return. So let's...
You said that she was in spring?
True.
She'll turn you into a strawberry bush.
Okay, well then, if that happens, you must promise me that if you're going to eat anyone's fruit, it's going to be mine, because that'd be cool. Not in a sexual way.
Maybe pass that on to Oyster for...
Not in a weird way, but just like,
Okay, let's go. Let's wrap this one up.
Blood in my blood.
As you come out, also standing by the door the entire time.
Good thing this conversation was happening in our heads.
He smiles as you come out.
Good talk. It was very quiet in there.
Loran says, yes, we've been playing with this new partially spoken, partially mind speech.
Lies.
Quiet.
He walks back to Zarina.
I think as you return,
The Zarinas.
to the Zarinas, we'll take a 15-minute break or so, and then I think we'll finish around 11, just because I have to get up early, if that's okay. So I just want to...
It's officially my birthday in Australia.
Yeah.
Happy
birthday!
Yay!
I'm aware it's going to be a little bit late for you, George, so I just want to make sure that we have a little break of screen time before we wrap up the game. So
cool.
I'm going to go get a cup of tea, and we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Sound good?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let me know when we're ready. Okay. So, Cass. Everybody is gathered around. Zarina, Loran, Ulster, baby Zarina.
Ulster's holding her again.
Ulster is holding her. And Loran says to you, as you guys kind of emerge after your conversation, if you wish to give it a go, what Titania wanted from you. You have my permission, obviously.
Cass at that will then slowly approach baby Zarina.
She goes, nah.
Roll a d20.
Roll a d20, yeah.
Oh, come on. 19. Cass is just like those good baby vibes.
She now realizes that you are just a silly aunt / godparent, and it's like blah blah blah.
Cass is
Zarina,
like,
don't do that. That's very uncouth.
Blah,
Cass
blah, blah.
is like,
She
yes,
starts eating your hair.
I've been accepted. I think Cass, I'm going to insight check Brian to see if Cass can hold Zarina while she does this, or if Brian wants to keep.
He'll 100% pass you, Zarina. He trusts you.
Okay, perfect. And then Cass will take baby Zarina and very gently lay the baby's breath on her brow.
Okay. No, that's the sad music. Sorry. As you place the baby's breath on her forehead, she kind of breathes in this like sigh. And when she breathes out, her breath is misty, like she's breathing cool air. And the baby's breath just sort of sinks into her forehead. And for a moment, her skin kind of glitters and glows. And for a moment, it kind of looks like she's about to cast Loran's magic. That kind of magic where it makes the whole being look more technicolor, more vibrant than anything that would come from the material plane or the Messiah. However, after a moment, that sort of all-consuming light just beads down to just a tiny little bead that just sits on the middle of her forehead. And it emerges again, and she almost starts to try and play with it. This little nexus of magic energy. And then at the moment, it sort of just like bursts into a little shower of stardust over her eyes. And when she blinks, her irises kind of glitter. And then that's it. Nothing happens.
Cass is like, that was awesome.
Zarina, Zarina the Elder, leans in and just says, very cute. Certainly her parents' daughter, but she will not be one of Titanium's.
And then Cass is just going to bounce baby Zarina and be like, well, she's missing out.
Don't worry, we have other children to have.
Zarina says, yes, wasn't the other one supposed to come first?
He was, he's late.
Oh. Meanwhile, all of this is happening. Slia, Bluey, in the time this has taken, Farinia has woken up again, and as has Neff. Neff's like, oh my gosh, I missed the whole thing. And Farinia says, yeah, you want any help at all? Fuck. And he sort of sits up. Right. Where's my baby?
Wait,
Where's my wife?
Wait, Emma, where are they? Are they in the
They're
room?
in the medical room still. They haven't moved, I'm assuming.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'd direct Corinne's attention through hand gestures to Slia and to Castell.
I was gonna say Slia is laying right next to Fernie and just kind of like.
She will have sat up, right, with some pillows propped up behind her, so she's sitting up. But she was like, where's my wife? Looks over at you. Oh, there you are. Can I have a cup of tea?
You don't want one of the weird drinks that Ulster's servants brought up.
Can I have tea?
Okay.
Tea, please.
Slia's like, I will get you tea. And she
Do you want me to get the tea or
Anything you want, sweetie.
what kind of tea? And
Sour plum.
Might have to dig around for that one.
I'll see what the kitchens have.
If they have any frozen artichoke hearts, can you put them in the tea? If they don't, then pickles will do just fine.
All right.
I love you. I gave life to your son. Child. Sorry, I got confused. There's a lot of babies.
There's so many.
Because I've seen you show on just then.
Yeah, Slia's just kind of like, just like wrapped around Fernie and it's just like, I will message somebody in the kitchen if I have to.
Janzia gets up and says, don't worry.
You could also message Ulster.
Yeah, Slia does the exact same thing. She just like turns to her mom and just like, I love you. Would you?
I'll get two so you can enjoy it with her.
No, thank you.
And she winks and closes the door.
I'll be real. Slia would absolutely try it just to try it once.
I'm gonna say that with. Oh, sorry, Bluey. What were you gonna say?
would she know her way? Would she need someone to like bring into the kitchens? I don't know if she's been there.
Sure,
before.
why not? I think she would need help, yeah. And you've been in there before.
Blue can help then.
All right, you go. This is the first time you've been alone with Slia's mum. And she says, Blue Sparks, yes. It's been a long time. How are you?
Look, pretty good. It's been a very up and down day. Very up at the moment. How have you been?
Busy. So many children to take care of. It's nice to have so many potential playmates for Kestel and the West. Thank you for being such a good friend to my daughter. Her friendships are more important to her than she'll let on. But the fact that she shows you how openly how much she loves you, well, that should let you know as well how much she loves you.
It's I'd do anything for Slayer.
Do you have family of your
own? So my 3 brothers came back.
3 brothers, 1 brother too many. 3 brothers too many, if you ask me.
I mean, I didn't get a choice in the matter. No, they're fine. Oh no.
No, George isn't feeling very well.
Okay. Oh. They've been good. I'm adjusting. It's weird knowing everything about them and only feeling like you know everything about them in the last few months, because the rest of the time. Anyway,
I think you should talk to someone. You know, I'm training to become a therapist. It's a booming industry.
Well,
and I was so inspired by all the good things that Sleia was doing with her medicine powers.
I think, yeah. I mean, hopefully there'll be less existential threats in the world, and everyone has a bit more time to stop.
What a dream for us too. Could you imagine that? Less existential threats and more time to stop. She nods and puts her hand on your shoulder and just says, you know what? Let's get you a sour plum tea too, so that you can take a break. Extra artichoke hearts? I thought so too. And she steers you into the kitchens to prepare the tea. I'm going to say that with those 2 scenes, this day draws to a close with Ulster, Loran, you 2 in the mansion with Zarina and Zarina. Sleia?
Would Sarazar and or Gerald have stopped by to meet Kisto?
Yes, I was going to get to that point. Rolmy and Sharpistol would have come through briefly as well, Ulster, to check in on you and make sure that everything was okay, and arrange a meeting for the next day to make sure that everything was going swimmingly.
Love meetings.
Indeed. And who am I? Sleia. An apartment was set up for you, of course, for Phrynia to rest comfortably in. And Bluey, you also have one adjacent to Sleia's with a little connecting door. As you are both not titled at the Messiah court.
For now.
For now.
I'm joking.
No.
He's not going to take those away from you guys.
It is kitted out with everything you would need, and there is a certain fey flourish to all of the adornments, which gives you the impression that Serena and Loran were perhaps responsible for most of this in the latter half of that day. Janzia also stays in that room with you, and it is as you're settling in there, after having helped Lucas, Rolmy, Sharpistol settle everyone in, calm everyone down, and convince them that Loran will not kidnap Ulster again, at least for now. That they come to you.
Besides, most wanted is actually Loran.
Yeah. That they come to you and they meet Kestel. I'm going to have them roll the baby thing, just for fun.
Also, I think Blue would ask if IG could come up and see the baby.
Oh. Gotcha.
Well, babies, really.
Babies, yes, of course.
But
IT, of course, has been in the. She should have helped with the midwifery. Anyway,
yeah, sorry.
what a good idea. I missed that. I'm sorry. Let's say she did. You know what? I think that there had to be someone coordinating those servants outside of the kitchens. There had to be someone constantly putting that water on to boil, and that was 100% IT. And Bluey, when you go back to your apartments, IT is exhausted, just like on the sofa, like I did so much today, and no one saw a thing.
Sorry. Would you like something now?
All
right.
And can you say you did a good job?
You did a really, really, really good job. Thank you.
The extra really's really added a special something. Right, time to go play with the babies if they're not too tired.
Babies.
Blue would offer to carry her up.
Yes. You carry her into the adjacent room, and Slia, Gerald, and Saraza approach. Saraza sheepishly, Gerald confidently. Gerald like a child. Yes, I'm good at holding children. May I hold this child?
I did call for you to meet them, so.
Good. Yes, I will. Hello. I'm also a drow. The baby is like, and poops itself.
Well, I guess that actually just proves your competence.
Or their incontinence.
I was thinking
Grapevines.
Comfortable baby.
Did Droll bring Crawl? I think it was Crawl roaming free.
No. Don't worry. First of all, there is also a little Valis at his heel, and Valis has a little backpack on.
Oh no.
Guess what's in the backpack? It's one of those little bubble backpacks.
It's a cat, isn't
There's
it?
a cat in it. It's a backpack. There's a bubble, and a cat's going in it.
That sound suits Crawl Droll so perfectly. There's a coffin who's got the word whore on it, and you're going in it!
Anyway.
That's me.
Drala's like, Cruel's gonna laugh at me about this one, but okay. Taraza, do you want to hold the child? Slayer, is that okay?
Naturally, but I'm gonna change the child first.
Yeah, I think he just passes them over. And he's like, I support the head.
Such a good dad.
I always supported Valis's head, and he turned out so well. I love you, son.
Valis pulling Crawl's tail.
So much. When I stop poking that cat, it's your father. What? Anyway.
He's gonna grow up to be normal.
Yep.
Good luck. Anyway. After you change the baby, Saraza. No, surely not.
They both do abysmally.
Is he feeling a little bit out of sorts?
He's like, can I also hold the baby? I'm children. You know, so many children have crossed my path in my life. Hello, Kestel. Oh, I remembered something. I went to a charity shop today, and I put on this red jacket, and it was really cool. It was just like the one Lily was wearing. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But I bet it's going to be super expensive. I checked the price, and it was £4. And I said, surely not. And then I went and bought it. And that, when I said surely not, just sent a reminder. Okay, sure. Anyway, the baby throws up on Sarah's. And Sarah's like, well, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah.
They're beautiful, though. And I think you should get them an axolotl or a mole stuffed toy.
Like that one?
Yeah, I saw that. But if you get them a mole, you should call it Dan's. And you know what? I will give it to you. I will get them one. I'll do that. I will do that for your child. And I will also clean this vomit off of myself. And he passes Castell back to you.
I'm so sorry about that.
Congratulations. And there's nothing to apologize.
Thank you.
You all have a long rest. And during this time, you have a peaceful night's sleep. No nightmares. No interruptions save the occasional crying of babies. Bluey, IT big spoons you with a nice big knitted quilt, kind of keeping you guys warm in the Messiah weather. Slayer, you and Frenia take it shifts to look after Kestel. Mostly you, because let's be honest, Frenia's like zonked. And Janzia also takes her time every now and again as well. And
Baz is yowling.
Ulster, Loran, the two of you say goodbye to Cass, who heads up with Serene to have a private conversation. And you are left with your baby, who is sleeping soundly and popped in the crib in Loran's mansion.
Also pulls the moss over her.
Loran says, I know that you probably want to sleep in the Ice Palace. I'm just not quite ready to take her out of here just yet for too long.
That's fine.
Better?
Sounds good.
How do you feel after all of that?
I mean, it was all right. There were some ups and downs, but that's to be expected of the everyday.
All right is a good start.
Did you have a good day? I like to be hugged.
I had conversations I needed to have. And I'm not comfortable here, not yet. And I don't think you are either, but it's been 3 months. And if I don't force myself, I'll never be. There are things I know I have to say to people to save my relationships with them. Apologies, forgiveness, whatnot. Even if I don't feel it yet, I'm just trying to say it now so that I'm just trying.
I think you're doing admirably.
I love you.
I love you too.
Well, I am Miranda Haynes, so obviously I'm doing well.
It's not your name anymore.
Remind me what it is again?
Iran, Game on Day.
The man himself. We'll have to change the songs, add some syllables.
Yeah, there's a few too many. Loran, Game on Day. That's 6 syllables.
You can count.
Of course I can count. My full name is Ulster Berlaris Arundel Game on Day. That's 12 syllables. Then you have to add Your Majesty. It's 16 syllables. It's quite a lot.
Yeah. There is. Many syllables.
Even more with titles.
Yeah.
Honestly. Also, I need you to know I have noticed. And he pulls out his notebook, which kind of acts as like his spellbook kind of grimoire that he uses for his spells, but more so now that he's moved away from actually trying to learn spells that exist and more so creating his own things, it's kind of also become his like ramblings a little bit, and his diary. He says, I've been keeping track.
Have you been spying on me?
Yes. What if I had been?
Can I read it?
I don't know yet. I can't say no to you. But reading it means accepting that there is an issue.
I fully accept that there is an issue. I just don't particularly care. I'm trying to care. Maybe it will get better by itself.
He passes the notebook over to you and says, it won't. Trust me when I say these things,
Excuse me.
bless you, these things, painful things, do not fix themselves. They don't go away. In fact, they thrive for being ignored. And you may think that you're in control. You may think that you hide things well. But I heard servants whispering.
They've always whispered about me.
Not like this. There was always awe in their voices. Never fear. I know what it's like to cross that line from someone who's revered to someone who's. It's like he can't really say it. Somewhat more of a villain.
I'm not a villain.
I know you're not. I know you, Ulster. But I don't want them to ever misconstrue you as one. And it's hard to say, but Ulster, everything that I've done, all I've done to get us here, when I stood by you, when I ignored my instincts and followed you, no matter where you went. It was because you cared so much about these people. You cared yourself to death twice. I had to watch that happen. You went through the hells, the elemental planes. You crossed paths with gods for them. For the people of this country, this kingdom, this continent, and the world. And if you say now that you don't care enough, then it's on me. It's my fault for not taking you away and not letting you go. If you don't care now, then everything I did, Ulster, was meaningless. And you can't tell me otherwise, because I know it to be true. I would not have done a single thing of it if not for the fact that you cared. And I see none of that now. And they see it too. And if they haven't yet, they will. And when the people of your own country, maybe even the king that you share that country with, realize that you don't have that care, that capacity anymore, they will not look at you as a king. They will look at you as something else, Ulster. Remember, when you're talking to me and when you're talking to Sarasa, you're talking to people who've already seen the fall of 2 monarchies.
This monarchy wouldn't fall.
I can't see a third. no matter how many assurances you give me.
I think also takes Laurent's hand and he puts it on his forehead. I understand. Everything you're saying, I understand perfectly. Better than before, maybe. And then he lowers it down to kind of his core. I just don't feel anything. But I can. Because I understand, I can learn and I can grow. But you have to help me.
Laurent frowns and says, "Of course I'll help you.
Okay.
Don't say you don't care. Don't say that to me again." He makes it real hard. And another reason, don't say that because you never know who's listening. The servants got wind from just the way you spoke to one person. It's going to take a lot of work. And if we speak to Lucas and he agrees, I think I have an idea. But we'll talk about it in the morning.
Okay.
He kisses you.
Also, I'll kiss him back.
And as you're kissing, he does pause and then he pulls back and says, "So you don't feel happiness, sadness, excitement, joy, fear?"
I know that I love you. And I feel. He again takes Laurent's hand and puts it on his chest. I feel you here.
Laurent looks deeply sad.
I'll never lie to you.
I know, it just that it hurts.
I am sorry.
Don't say it. When you can't feel it.
Go on to bed. I just want to memory with Zarina.
Peace.
Also, we'll go over to Zarina and he'll kind of press a kiss to her forehead, make sure she's tucked in. And he kind of walks back to the door and he'll do a perception check to see if Laurent's anywhere. If that's okay?
Yeah.
30.
30. You see Serena, her cot, Shu next to her, curled up to look after her and watch her whilst you guys are asleep. Laurent is not there. 30.
He looks at Shu and he's like, come.
And Shu whines slightly in your mind and nudges Serena's cot.
Just for a moment.
You can tell she doesn't want to, but she obliges you.
He will sit just outside the door and he'll kind of cup Shu's face and press their foreheads together. I trust you, Shu. Trust me?
You get the feeling that she trusts you.
Would you stay with me whilst I tried something?
She, sure, of course she does, yes.
Okay. Auster will start transforming so that his teeth start coming out, and he will rip a line down his thumb and stick it in his mouth and just suck for a few seconds and take it out. And he'll transform back to his humanoid face. You were right. I can taste that.
Don't leave Ulster alone with the baby! We see you to the vampire! Right, okay.
I didn't come up with that. Emma came up with that.
Just saying.
That was kind of a joke, and then
A joke you made me turn my mic and stuff off for. Okay.
So when Shu was trying to eat Greaves, the mic off moment was also realizing that through Shu's mind he could taste the taste of human meat, and it actually tasted of something. But unfortunately, the next game...
Walter's not undead.
The next game we're going to play is not a continuation of this session. It will have, I'm sure, scenes. There are a couple of small scenes, I think, that we'll just have to tide us in between, that will take place in like the days or weeks after this. But it's going to take place 6 months into the future. Okay?
6 months.
So we should plan.
So, much like the time skip, you guys are all going to plan what it is you'll be doing. And as it is a longer time period, I want you guys to come up with like a sort of summary of your 6 months, which you can present to the class when you guys when we next play, and we'll start off with those. Well, actually, no, we'll start off with like a few small scenes that we wanted to do from this game, but we didn't get time to. Like, of course, Leander has to meet baby Serena. You know, you guys gotta say bye to Cass.
Lemon has to tell me what his idea is.
That's gonna come up in 6 months. But we might do some small scenes. Then we'll do the recap of your guys' 6 months, and then we'll get back into why have you been reunited 6 months later.
Roll not to be eaten by Ulster.
Damn. What a way to go.
Nah, he would never hurt you guys. He loves you guys.
Lauren would hurt people though.
Ulster would not hurt you guys.
You guys aren't people, it's fine. I'm joking.
Anyway.
Back to the characters. Oh.
I have to sleep. I'm so tired.
Sleepy time.
Thank you
Love
so
you
much for
guys.
the game. Love y'all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.